Hey there, this is Dolphin, and that is you watching a combat effectiveness evaluation of the Khartu-al. When the ship was first made flyable on PTU, it was pretty much placeholder like Hornet Ghost, you could say, and I don't really think CRG needed that much player feedback to make that ship handle the way it is supposed to, you know, its style. And that is the case now. It has very interesting specs. The only downside, you could say, is its size. It's normal sized, weight like a saber, and shield and overall hit points comparable to a saber. It has the speed of a racer, the acceleration of a racer, the boost fuel reserve of a racer, and it has very little drift. It changes direction very quickly. So I will try this in combat now and give you a little tactic tips, maneuver tips that help with aiming and being effective. Okay, here we are. Not much to configure, you know, just two laser cannons,
initiated.
no warheads, easy. And you need some sensitivity, because you see the ship reacts very gently, and this is not with ESP off. Without ESP it would be even more difficult to aim. Okay, first with the regular lasers, so you gotta get a sensitive feel, and let's see. So this is what we would normally do. The enemy passes you and then you turn around. But you can anticipate that. I'll show that when it comes up. Sometimes this ship is difficulty changing direction. I don't know exactly what it is, but the handling is not necessarily consistent. Okay, so here the enemy approaches, and then it will then roll and turn to the other side, and there you are. Then you are more quickly behind the enemy. You want to try to battle not in an angle, but to get behind the enemy. And then you can combine that with the short boost, afterburner or boost, to quickly catch up. That way you will always get behind the enemy. Okay, as you see, you don't need that many actually hits with the size 3 lasers, but it is difficult to hit easily. So I would say with lasers it makes more sense to not distract your aiming accuracy by firing all the time like this, but to use single shots that are well aimed, so that you make sure that every shot hits. If you just keep spamming like this, you lose attention for aiming properly. So let's see. I'll show you this. Like, anticipate the turn and quick boost. Okay, in this case I wouldn't need. And since I'm playing Kabam, which means keyboard and mouse, and since throttling is not analog in this case, it would be complicated anyway. I always have full throttle, and I use the brake when I need it. Like when I turn around and I'm getting close to the enemy, like moving left, right all the time, I just hit the brake briefly. And again, because this is a racer-like ship, you hit the brake, and if you let loose of the brake, you catch up speed very quickly. See, there you've seen it again, the spam. And anticipate, quick boost, one hit, aim, hit, aim, hit. There, and there. It's difficult sometimes, especially with drift. Don't always trust the pip when it says you hit. Sometimes the shots seem to move behind or on the front.
Elite units en route.
Step on the brake. I'll get the filthy elitist first. Also here, like, drifting works very nicely. Ship reacts quite quickly enough to safely dodge asteroids in a way. Okay. So also when an enemy passes you and you turn around too slowly, then you will have to catch your movement and counter that movement. Like if you do like this and then you have to... So this is where the ship is a bit sluggish. If you move all the way because it turns quickly and you try to counter that turn all the time. Okay, like this. See? There you are. Enemy in front of you again. So that helps. But yeah, I would say that lasers are not the ideal weapon. Finish wave 3, focus on combat without so much commenting, and then quick boost. And there I am. Yeah, also when you use the quick boost after turning around, you immediately center your ship. You fly straight again, which means your targeting pip will be here in the center. Like you turn this around and then quick boost, and there the pip is in the middle. Like boost, there. You're centering the pip on the target by flying straight quickly. One shot, one aim shot, one aim shot. So in a moment I will test the Khartu-al with the repeater, how that works. I tried it before, but I will demonstrate you. It is not amazingly better, but it makes a difference. It's a different feel. Aim shot, aim shot, aim shot, aim shot, aim shot, aim shot, aim shot. See, that's something you can do, especially with smaller targets. Okay, show you a little maneuverability.
Warning, there are multiple hostiles inbound.
See how quickly you can change direction. Here you see the agility of the ship. Like I'm flying here in this direction and turn around, boost, look. Okay, yeah. Okay, so in a moment I will show you pretty much the same, but with the size 3 repeater with a pair of Panthers to demonstrate to you whether it is any advantage or just a style difference. Okay, see you in a moment. And there we are with a pair of Panthers.
Vandal Swarm initiated. Warning, there are multiple hostiles inbound.
And don't overheat them. You have to consider. You have to remember you only have 2 guns, so your total damage output capacity until your weapons overheat is only half of that. If you have 4 Panthers, you can deal twice as much as damage before they overheat. So you have to aim a little better here. So you still should take the approach with the repeaters of getting a good aim first. Also, if you kick in the boost at some earlier before you turned around all the way, no problem too. And I put on the brake for a bit here. See, it gives me some distance, avoids that I'm circling the enemy all the time. Now I'm strafing downwards with boost and brake. Can use all those things. Again, brake is very convenient, you know, very like slowing down. You don't need a throttle if you can just hit the brake for a moment, especially with a racer-like ship. Okay, and like this, and this time you see it takes a lot of time before stabilizing. It might have something to do with vertical movement. Horizontal is maybe better. Okay. All the way out there, so it might help again to take the approach, get a good aim first, and then some salvos. Okay.
0 hostile contacts remaining. Warning, there are multiple
Look at the
hostiles
boost
inbound.
fuel. Look how much boost fuel it has. Yeah, as I said, if you kick in the boost before you have turned all the way around to the enemy, boost also accelerates your turn rate. Like boost, and look at this. It doesn't increase, I tested currently at least, even if you kick in afterburner, so I always use afterburner instead of boost for convenience. Even with afterburner, the maneuvering thrusters will not give you overall quicker turning speed. It will only accelerate the rate in which you change direction. So if you're turning all the way to the left, like I'm doing this, and look, it's a bit sluggish. And now if I kick and boost, I turn. See this? So this helps with turning. And if you consider that this ship is agile to begin with, and it has racer boost fuel that you can use quite a lot in maneuvers, just short bursts is enough, it makes the ship even more agile. An enemy can hardly get around you. Like if the enemy is passing me to the right now, I boost and turn with boost, and there I am already. So yeah, this ship is it is nice if each ship encourages a different type of playing style. So this ship is about aiming well, being efficient with your gun reserves, with your energy if you will, and using the agility to its advantage. It's very interesting. It's different than any other ship, and that's what it's supposed to be. See, if they maneuver a lot, then you have to adjust your aim. But generally I like the repeaters better because it's so difficult to land hits, you know, like 50% miss, 50% hit. So with repeater, you got at least some hits and you scare the enemy, you know. If you hit the enemy, it will panic a little, and it's better than missing all the time. I like this a lot. Spammy, I guess. Okay, boost turn. Only short bursts, otherwise, of course, you will black out. Now I'm strafing right a bit. It helps when you should do that. When you notice that they get you into a drift, and I'm on the brake right now. They get you into kind of weird drift that you cannot recover, then try using strafe, even with boost. Like, if I'm circling like this, okay, I shouldn't do this with asteroids around. Like, I'm doing this, and the ship is starting to circle all the way. In this case, I would use kick and boost and thrust upwards, strafe upwards, like this. And you see the aim at the ship direction indicators all the way up there. Again, boost turn, and there. Okay, you can keep the boost in. Here it would make sense to put boost on a separate key and not use afterburn all the time, because then you can, like this, start boost, turn all the way around and stabilize on the target first, like this. And when you aim right at the target, then release the boost key. And you can do that without ramming into your enemy because they're coming too close. Yeah. I'm on the brake again. Keep some distance. If you are extremely close to an enemy, it's just like this. You try to not to bump into each other and you circle each other. That's not helpful. Little boost. See? Even when you're not turning around, even when it's just a little aim correction, it helps to every now and then focus your aim. I'm on the brake. Off the brake. On the brake. Off the brake. Like this. There. Boost. And there. It makes the whole aiming very hasty. Like, here you see, this is on boost right now. And turning with boost. So this is quite awesome. And I will later test this in racing if I get the opportunity, if the ship doesn't miraculously vanish again from my account. And again, I've heard some people complain...
Elite units eliminated.
Okay, I'll end this here, this demoed enough, because yeah, I'll talk about racing in the racing video, then I don't have to do that now. Yeah, so I hope this was interesting to you, because I mean, some people can fly the ship themselves, you can rent it, although it's expensive, 17,000 REC. But maybe this helped you by throwing in some tactical advice. It's generally useful for any kind of ship, but especially with the Khartu-al. It's so fun if you have an abundance of afterburner fuel that you can weave into every maneuver all the time. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this, give me upvote and all that good stuff. It motivates me a lot, helps me a lot to get going and make more videos and give the best of me. Okay, and thank you for watching and have a great time in the verse. Bye.